In the patterns of biodiversity, we will be discussing about the latitude and species ranges. So, what is range? The range is the normal area in which an organism is living across the latitude. The high latitude organisms have a broader geographical ranges than those from the low latitudes. If an organism is living at the tropical rainforest or in the on the tropics near to the equator, it has the lower latitude, and due to that latitude it will be not having much more range. But as the organism move away from the equator, having higher latitudes, there will be bigger ranges to survive. The general feature of the biogeography pointed by the E.H. Rapoport in 1970s, and it was called by a later scientist as a Rapoport's rule. So there remains doubt as to whether this is a local effect that only makes it itself felt in more northern latitudes above 40 to 50 degree north, or whether it continues to be operative in the equatorial regions. So there is a doubt that whether it is a local effect or it is applicable to the equator as well. So the Claus Road of Armidale, Australia, considers the Rapoport's rule is of local application only and cannot be applied in the tropical regions. He said that the broad range species in the higher latitudes during the successive glaciation, they had much more ranges, because the Rapoport's rule is only responsible on the higher latitude. It is not applicable on the lower latitudes. So greater seasonal fluctuation of higher latitudes will select for wide tolerance organisms. Due to the glaciations, only those organisms will survive who have wide range of tolerance. And when the wide range tolerance is there, that means they can go above and beyond of their common range that was present before the environmental stress. So detailed testing has failed to support a global relationship between the latitude and or elevation and range among the species. So this is, there might be some statistical analysis, the comprehensive statistical analysis, which have done the detailed testing, but they fail to support this as a global relationship. It is not a general global relationship. So Catherine Smith and James Brown examined the diversity of fish as one proceed deeper. The species of greater depth have wider tolerance. The species tolerating more extreme conditions tend to occupy wide ranges. So although Rapoport effect has proved more restricted in application than was originally anticipated, it provides an excellent example of that kind of questions that biogeographers are now asking. So it has applications, it can be extrapolated in different environment, just like the Catherine has done her work on the deep sea oceans, that how the fishes are present in the deep and more severe environments. They have much more bigger ranges to survive. So the biogeographers are having this kind of questions now. So ecological questions within much larger framework of the space and time, these are being asked by the biogeographers now. So James Brown of the University of New Mexico has coined the term macroecology to cover this approach to biogeographical and ecological research. So the macroecology, that means we are discussing this on a global level, and this approach has the biogeographical and ecological research.